Today is a super awesome day for the Xterra project that I'm doing here. I installed the shocks and I still have a rattle and a clunk, and of course you can see here my lower control arm. I've got it painted with a good probably 3 or 4 coats of paint and primer, a couple coats of primer and a couple coats of red paint, and something awesome happened along the way this journey. What I realized was that I needed to go ahead and replace my upper control arms too. Why not, right? I'm going to be in there doing it. So I ordered some upper control arms with some new ball joints in there, and I thought, oh gosh, well, I'm going to get, maybe get something aftermarket. Maybe I'll get something cooler, something that looks cool. So it just showed up today. So there's my box showed up, and I'll show you what I got. So I got these cool upper control arms with tubular, and it's got a universal ball joint in there. See that? And I ended up calling the company. I emailed the company that sold me this, and I wrote an email. I was like, gosh, these are super cool, but I just realized, can I install these with you know, stock suspension? And they said, no, you need to put a lift kit on there. And which may or may not be true. I mean, who knows? They probably want to sell lift kits. I mean, that's what they do. So I looked, and the lift kits were 99 bucks. So now I got a little 2-inch little topper for each of the top of my shocks, and I got some add-a-leafs for my springs, and so we're going to add those. We're going to add those on there too. So now I'm going to have a little tiny little lift kit on the truck. I think 2 inches. I want to say it's 2 inches on the front and 1.5 inches on the back. So I'm really excited. I don't have time to install it right now, so what am I going to do with all this extra time? I'm going to put a little red paint job on the lift kit toppers for the top of the coil springs. Alright, so this is the, it looks like one of my nuts must have fallen off here, that's fine. But this is the lift kit, and you can see it's not as big as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay because it came with this little sheet which basically says that these lift kits do not provide a 1-to-1 ratio, and it's not a 1 + 1 = 2 situation. When you're talking about coil springs, the calculation, it's a 1-to-2 ratio. So if you have a spacer that's 1.5 inches, your vehicle will be 3 inches tall after it's installed. So you know, just keep in mind that this is not going to be as big as you think it is, and it's okay because of the spacing between this distance between the coil spring and, you know, the upper control arm and the lower control arm and all that. It's going to be fine. It's time to spray paint these babies red, I think. Okay, there's the lift kits. You can see I've got them painted there. You can see they're drying. It'll be about another 2 days before they're ready or so. There's one thing you got to do with paint is you got to make sure that you do it slow. Okay, this is all about thin layers. You know, don't spray a whole lot. Follow the directions. Read the can. My particular can said spray a coat and then come back in like 10 minutes and then spray another coat, and then it'll be dry to touch in 2 hours. So, you know, 2 hours I'll be able to move this stuff around, and then you know, you can put more coats on it if you want to, but you'll also notice that I taped up the threads on the bolts. So and it doesn't matter if you do the bottoms of these things, because that's going to be upside down and on top of the cap above your shocks. So there it is. They're all red. Next time you see them, they'll be getting installed.